Hi, welcome to the Play Resource Inspiration channel. Today we are going to make a Model Magic shark and a Model Magic star. For our first project we will need from the Play Resource shop Model Magic and from the scrap store a plastic bottle. We'll take a lump of Model Magic and place it on the table, and if we roll it with our hands we're able to make it into a sausage shape. Model Magic is great because it's soft, it's non-toxic and it's also air drying, and rolling it out is fantastic for developing children's motor skills. We take one of the sausages here, we're going to start at the top of our bottle and we are going to wind them loosely around. We can stick these on without the need for glue. It sticks to plastic and also a variety of different surfaces like wood and cardboard. So just continue pressing lightly as we go. We'll take our next strip and continue in the same way. And we'll just work the whole way down the body of the bottle here. And once you come to the end of your strip, just press it down lightly. To attach the next one, press it down lightly as well. The great thing about using a bottle or another object as a base is that you don't need to use as much clay when you're working with it. If you're left with a small gap at the top of the nose, just take your final sausage, use it to cover that over. And that is the body of your shark made now. To make the tail here, we are simply going to be pressing into our Model Magic with our finger and thumb. Give it a good pinch, so work the whole way around the bottom. So just take a small blob of Model Magic, split it into two. Each piece is going to create one fin. So roll each piece into a ball, and then we can simply use our hand to flatten that down. Try and work our Model Magic into something like a semicircle kind of shape. And this will create the two fins for either side of the shark, and press it onto the body. You can see how it sticks to itself here. And for the other side we'll do exactly the same. I'm going to take a slightly larger lump of Model Magic here and again roll it out into a ball. Give it a press down, and this time we want to create a more pointed kind of shape. So between our finger and our thumb, if we just simply nip the Model Magic, we should be able to create a fin-like shape. And just add this onto the top of our figure. For the next stage today, we are going to be making some eyes for our Model Magic shark. I'm going to be taking some white Model Magic and rolling this out into two small balls. And once we have done that, we can just with our finger or thumb squash them down into a disc, and that will form the basis for our eyes. Do the same again with an even smaller ball, and we're also going to flatten this down on top of our white Model Magic. So just give this a little press. So we're just going to take these two eyes, press them on, which will stick them to the body of the shark, and that's them attached. I'm just going to take a small piece of blue Model Magic here and roll it between my finger and thumb to make a tiny ball, and again we'll press that onto the other eye of the shark. And that is us ready to move on to the last stage of making our shark. So we're going to take a small lump of red Model Magic and a slightly larger lump of white Model Magic. We're going to be pressing these two colours together, and this is going to create the pink colour for the mouth. I think the Model Magic is fantastic to give to children because they can experiment with creating different colours themselves, and it gives them the confidence to do so. Now we've got our pink Model Magic, using the same technique of rolling it into a thin sausage. So once you're happy enough, we can just pinch the Model Magic to separate it from the other piece, and if you've got excess we can always just pinch that off again. So that is our Model Magic shark complete now. If I leave this overnight it will air dry to harden. Any surplus Model Magic that we have can be packed up into a plastic bag and stored in the tub to keep it for another project. The next thing we're going to be making here today is a Model Magic star, and we will need for this project from the Play Resource shop a cookie cutter, a rolling pin, some Model Magic and some felt tips. We'll also need from the scrap store some plastic mesh. Taking a large piece of white Model Magic, press down with the palm of our hand just to flatten it slightly, and then we can take our rolling pin, roll it out into a nice flat sheet. For the next stage today, I'm going to be showing you how to add some texture to the surface of the Model Magic. I'm going to be using some plastic mesh here today. I'm going to lay it on top of the surface of my Model Magic. I'm going to take my rolling pin and just lightly roll over the surface. And all the lovely lines that you see here press into the surface of the Model Magic. Gently peel the mesh back and you can see that the texture has transferred onto the Model Magic. The next stage here today, I'm going to show you how to cut the Model Magic dough. So just take a cookie cutter, lay it on top of your Model Magic, press it down with your hands. The Model Magic dough can also be cut with a variety of different tools, the likes of a butter knife, a pair of scissors, or if you're working with very young children, you can also use a lolly stick. That should be our star ready. I'm going to lift off excess dough here, and we're going to need to leave this to dry overnight before we decorate it. As I'm using white Model Magic here today, I'm going to show you how it can be decorated. I'm just going to take my felt tip pens here. You can use any colours you like, obviously. And these simply colour in the surface of your Model Magic without too much mess. And that's our Model Magic star complete. Other products that we can make from the Model Magic are the likes of this little bracelet made out of the cardboard circles. We can also decorate the lid of a cardboard box using the Model Magic. And finally, we can also press different products into our Model Magic, things like pipe cleaners to make this little butterfly here. We can also use pieces of scrap plastic to make different things like wings. Everything we've used here today is available in the Play resource.